सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. Namaste to all of you. Welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya Chetana Sanskritam. So today's topic is Prathamaha Pathaha Subhashitani. What is the meaning of the word Subhashitani? Subhashitani has two words in it. The first word Su, the second word Bhashitani. Su meaning good and Bhashitani meaning sayings. So the chapter is about the collection of good sayings. So today we are learning 6 Subhashitani in this topic. So now I am starting with the first Subhashita. Pashana Khandeshu Ratna Samgnya Vidhiyate. Before going to the meaning of the shloka, just I want to ask you one question. So what according to you are the precious things? What according to you are the gems? So the gems are, you can say, the gold, diamond, right? So these are the precious stones, we believe that gems. But according to the poet, there are 3 things which are Jalam, Annam, Subhashitam. So according to the poet, these are the 3 gems. Prithivyam. The word meaning Prithivyam is on earth. So on earth, there are 3 Ratnani. Ratnani means gems. So what are those 3 gems? The one is Jalam, the second word is Annam, and the third one is Subhashitam. So as you know the meaning of Jalam. Jalam is water. Annam is food. Subhashitam is good sayings. So without water, food and good sayings, it is difficult to lead a life. So that's why the poet says these are the 3 important gems on this earth. Now come to the second line. Mudhaihi pashana khandeshu ratna samgnya vidhiyate. Mudhaihi, it is by foolish people. Pashana Khandeshu is in the stone pieces Ratna Samgnya is name of the gem. Vidhiyate is done or given. The second line meaning Mudhaihi pashana khandeshu ratna samgya vidhiyate, it is by foolish people the name of the gem is given in the stone pieces. So according to the poet, Mudhaha, foolish people, they try to see the presence of the gems in the stone pieces. But actually, the 3 very important gems to the human beings or the living beings are Jalam, Annam, Subhashitam. That is water, food and the good sayings. Now, we'll start with the second Subhashita. Satyena dharyate prithvi, Satyena tapate ravihi, Satyena vati vayushcha, Sarvam satye pratishthhitam. So here, the word Satyena means by universal truth. And the word Prithvi is Dhara, earth. And Dharyate is bearing. The meaning of the first sentence, the earth is bearing by the universal truth. So the earth, it is supported with the power of the truth is the meaning of the sentence. On this earth, the smooth working of all the activities, it is only by the truth. That's why the sentence says, the truth, it is bearing the earth. Satyena tapate ravihi. So now the second sentence, tapate ravihi, here tapate is heating, or you can say shining, and ravihi is sun. So sun is shining with the power of the truth. As you know, the sun follows the universal truth. So it is nothing but the sun is following the natural rules. That is, in the morning the sun is rising and in the evening the sun is setting. So according to the nature's rule, so it is working on it. That's why Satyena tapate ravihi. Now come to the third sentence, Satyena vati vayuscha. Even the wind is vayuhu. Vati is blowing. So the wind is blowing with the power of the truth. As we discussed earlier how the sun is following the nature's rule, the same way the vayuhu, wind is also following the nature's rule. That's why the statement is given Satyena vati vayuhu cha. Sarvam satye pratishthhitam. Sarvam, here it is everything, and pratishthhitam is situated. Everything in this world is situated by the truth, that is in the truth. That's why the last statement is given by the scholars and the poet, Sarvam Satya Pratishthhitam. Everything is situated in the truth. So the importance of truth is explained in this second Subhashita. So the third shloka is Dani tapasi shauryecha vijnane vinaye naye vismayo nahi kartavyo bahuratna vasundhara. So in which all places or in which all situation, being a humans, we feel proud or we feel pride, we show ahankar. Maybe it is about beauty, it is about wealth, it is about knowledge. So in these situations we try to show our garva, ahankar. So this shloka is about, so in which all places we should not feel pride, that is we should not show ahankar, vismayaha. The word meaning is ahankar or garva, pride. So in which all places we should not show, we must not be shown the ahankar or the pride. So they are talking about 6 situations here. The first one, dani. As you know, dani is in charity, and tapasi in penance or in meditation, shaurye in bravery, in strength, vijnane in knowledge, vinaye in kindness or in modesty, naye in morality. So according to the poet, in these 6 situations we should not show our garva, ahankar or the prideness. So that is in charity, in meditation, in bravery, in knowledge, in kindness and in morality. So because in the last sentence poet tried to say Bahuratna Vasundhara, So Vasundhara is again earth, that is Prithvi. Bahuratna is many gems. So the earth is full of gems. So the poet is trying to compare good people with all these characters as many gems. So he is comparing those good people with the gems. So the earth has already the full of gems, full of good people. That's why we must not be showing the ahankar or the pride in these 6 characters. So this is about the 3rd shloka. The 4th shloka, Sadbhireva sahasita, Sadbhihi kurvita sangatim, Sadbhir vivadam maitrim cha, Na sadbhihi kinchidacharet. The word Sadbhihi is repeated here many times. So what is the word meaning? It is with noble people or with good people. So the word Sadbhihi, it is in Tritiya Vibhakti. So that's why it is with noble people or good people. So now we are talking about the noble people or good people in this shloka. So how will be the company of the good people? How will be the company of the noble people? The importance it is explained in this shloka. Sadbhireva saha asita. Saha meaning with. Asita meaning seated. So we should sit with noble people always. We should sit with good people always. So you know the importance of sitting with good people. So you can learn many good things by sitting with the good people. Now the second sentence, Sadbhihi kurvita sangatim. The word sangatim is company. Kurvita should do. So you should do company with noble people. The company with the good people can give you the good result. You can learn the good things. So that's why Sadbhihi kurvita sangatim. So third line, Sadbhir vivadam maitrim cha. So what all else we should do with the good people? That is vivadam and maitri. So what are these 2 word meanings? Vivadam, it is discussion. So you should do discussion with the good people, and maitri is friendship. So you should have friendship with good people. Sadbhihi vivadam maitrim cha. Cha is and. So the last sentence says na asadbhihi kinchit acharet. So there is a sandhi word na asadbhihi na sadbhihi. So this is a dirgha sandhi. Na sadbhihi kinchit acharet. The opposite word of sadbhihi is asadbhihi. That is with bad people or with wicked people, you can say. So what we should not supposed to do with the bad people? Na asadbhihi kinchid acharet. Kinchit means little. And acharet means follow. So we should not follow even a little with bad people. So the bad people company can teach you the bad things in your life. That's why the poet is trying to say always sit with good people and have a company with good people. Do the discussion and the friendship with good people. So try to avoid being with bad people because that can result in the bad way. So this is the 4th shloka meaning. 5th shloka, dhana dhanya prayogeshu vidyayah sangraheshu cha ahare vyavahare cha त्यक्त लज्जः सुखी भवेत्. So here in this shloka, tyakta lajjah word meaning is shyless. So being shyless in some situations. So what is the importance? That is explained in this shloka. So in which all situations you can be shyless to be happy. Sukhi means happy. So you can be happy being shyless in some situations is explained. So what is the first situation? Dhana is wealth, you know, money. And dhanya is food. Prayogeshu, it is while using or while utilizing. So while using wealth and food, you should be shyless. You should be tyakta lajjah. Vidyayaha sangraheshu. So vidyayaha is knowledge and sangraha is collection. So while collecting knowledge, you should be shyless. So while learning any new concept or any new knowledge, so you should be shyless to keep yourself happy. And the third line says ahare, in food. While having food, so you should be choosy that which you like you should eat, so which you don't like you can avoid. So you should be shyless while having food. And the last is vyavahare, in your behavior you should be shyless. So these are the some situations where you should be shyless to keep yourself sukhi, that is to keep yourself happy. Okay, the first dhanadhanya prayogeshu, while using the wealth and the money you should be shyless. Vidyayaha sangraheshu, while collecting the knowledge you should be shyless. Ahare vyavaharecha, while having food and in your behavior you should be shyless to keep yourself happy. So this is the fifth shloka meaning. So the sixth shloka, kshama vashi kritir loke kshamaya kim na sadhyate shanti khadgaha kare yasya kim karishyati durjanaha. So here kshama means forgiveness and shanti is peace. The importance of forgiveness and the peace is explained. Kshama vashikritihi loke. So loke means in the world, which is in Saptami Vibhakti, and vashikritihi is captivation, which is attraction. The sentence meaning, loke kshama vashikritihi asti. In this world, forgiveness is attracting power, that is captivating power. Kshamaya. So the word which is strilinga in Tritiya Vibhakti, by forgiveness, is the meaning. Kshamaya kim na sadhyate. Sadhyate is achieved. So kshamaya kim na sadhyate, the sentence meaning is, by the forgiveness what cannot be achieved. It is everything it is possible to achieve through the forgiveness, is the meaning of the first line. Now if we come to the next line, Shanti Khadgaha Kare Yasya. Kare means in hand, so which is again in Saptami Vibhakti. Yasya, it is whose, So in whose hand khadgaha is a sword, Shanti khadgaha kare yasya. So here the khadga means a sword. So poet is trying to compare the peace as a sword here. So in whose hand there is a sword called peace. Kim karishyati durjanaha. So durjanaha meaning is wicked person, again the bad people. So kim karishyati. So what must be done? What can be done? What will be done here? So what will be done by the bad people to a person who is holding the peace in the hand? You can take an example of Buddha and Gandhiji, who followed the Shanti, peace in their life. So Britishers couldn't do anything to the Gandhiji, so because he was following the peace in his life to get the freedom to India, right? So that's why this complete shloka is explaining the importance of kshama and shanti, that is forgiveness and the peace. So this is all about the 6th shloka. In the coming video, we will be discussing about the exercise, abhyasaha of the Subhashitani chapter. Thank you.